Well, hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to the call tonight. My name is Doug Mainers. This is the PiN Fast Start to Making Offers training. This is where we get you up and running with PiN, get you to the point where you can start making offers on property. So we're going to break it all down for you tonight. Thanks for joining us. Again, my name is Doug Mainers. I'm Director of Member Education with Connected Investors. On behalf of Ross Hamilton, our CEO, I want to welcome you to the call. Before we get started, let me just give you a little background on me. I am a active real estate investor. Before in real estate investing, I actually was an educator for 17 years with the public school system. And then I got involved in real estate part-time, started making more money part-time than I was making full-time, and decided I need to move on to a real estate investing career. So I've been investing now for over 20 years, done well north of 100 deals between wholesale deals and fix and flips and buy and hold. So definitely have a lot of experience to bring to the table. I'm really excited about PiN. I love sharing with our members the power that PiN gives you and the advantage, the competitive advantage it's going to give you in your market. So I know you're super excited for those that just got on board. We do have many, many members, thousands of users all over the country that are doing deals with PiN. Getting properties under contract and then using whatever exit strategy they see fit. Maybe a wholesale deal, maybe a fix and flip, maybe a buy and hold, whatever their exit strategy is, they're finding to be bigger profits, bigger equity positions. That for a buy and hold, that means higher rents, higher profit margins. That's the power of PiN. When you work with motivated sellers, you get those deeply discounted properties. So again, thanks for joining me tonight. I know you're going to be super excited if you're not already. Once you hear. This is a training webinar. We're going to walk you through kind of step by step. So let's go through the agenda for tonight. Basically, our agenda tonight, first thing we're going to do is talk about the old way of doing real estate versus the new way with PiN. We're going to break that down for you very quickly and just show you why you will have such a competitive advantage. We're going to talk about accessing the data. We're going to break down how to do that, where to go, what to do to get access to all these motivated seller leads. We're going to talk about the education and scripts. In addition to getting all these leads, you have education and scripts available for you that breaks down if whether you want to call someone, whether you want to text message someone, email them, maybe send them a card, a letter, knock on the door, drop off a flyer, however you choose to contact these motivated sellers. We have all the scripts in place and we have the education in place. So we'll break that down. And of course, the boot camps. As part of PiN, in addition to the live training that you are doing now, we also have boot camps available that you will have access to. They typically open up at 9 p.m. your time, and so you'll access those boot camps there. They're going to break down PiN. It's very exciting what you're going to learn there about motivated sellers and levels of motivation and so forth. So love the boot camps. And then we're going to get into some of the fundamentals of using the platform. How do you go about using this to go ahead and start making offers? And so we're going to get that going for you. And then last but not least, we're going to break down what do you do first. You know, a lot of times I know I get questions from investors like, Doug, I'm so excited about PiN. I'm excited about these motivated sellers and having access to all the scripts and education. But tell me what I do first. And we're going to break that down. So we're going to show you exactly kind of step by step what you do first. So guys, again, welcome aboard. We're glad to have you. Excited that you're here. Oh, wow. I was just looking at the attendee list. Oh, I wish I could speak to everyone. I'll just throw a few names out. I see Charlene, glad you're here. Amber and Brandon, looks like Charles, Dennis, let's see, Donald. Guys, I wish I could go through it, but I apologize. I can't mention everyone's name. That's just the first few I saw there alphabetically. But again, thanks for joining us. We're glad you're with us. We will have a chance near the end of the call to do some question and answers as well. And so we'll break all that down. But again, thanks for joining us. Thanks that you're here. We're excited that you're part of Connected Investors. Excited you're part of our team. You're going to love being part of the community as well. So let's jump right in and talk about the old way versus new way, and just so you'll have a better understanding. Guys, for vacant homes right here, when you start thinking about vacant properties, before you have access to PiN, most investors are doing it the old way. What does that look like? Well, they're driving around for hours looking for vacant homes and spending hours and hours and hours researching the owner, researching the property information, if you can even find that information, and you're doing all kinds of research. The difference with the new way with PiN is very, very simple. You search PiN in seconds, you review the data there, and you contact the motivated seller lead. That's it. 1, 2, 3. You're not spending all the gas money driving around, the time, the energy. You're having these motivated sellers to lead, basically delivered to the palm of your hand every single day that you can reach out and contact these motivated sellers. So get excited. As I said, you're going to be super excited about what we're talking about here. So let me show you that very, very quickly. Vacant homes. Again, you see the 1, 2, 3. Search for PiN in seconds, review the data, contact the motivated seller lead. Very cool. Let's talk about pre-foreclosures. For those of you who've dealt with pre-foreclosures, you know the drill. You drive to the courthouse, you park, you go through the metal detector, right? Typically, you got to go through a metal detector. My belt seems to always set off the metal detector in my watch. But needless to say, you got to go through the metal detector. And then you're going to spend hours pulling individual files for pre-foreclosures. Then you're going to spend more hours, maybe even days, researching each and every house for the specific data, contact information, all the details that we give you right in PiN. How do you search pre-foreclosures in PiN? You search PiN in seconds for pre-foreclosures. You review the data right there. It's all given to you, and you contact the motivated seller lead. So, guys, that's a new way of doing business. You're going to save time, energy. You're going to get more deals because you're not having to spend so much time out there, going through the courthouses, driving around, searching, doing. It's very, very cool. Last but not least, probate. When we talk about probate properties, you're going to spend hours finding individuals in probate, first of all. Then you got to spend more hours determining if they have a property, even own a property, because they may be in probate, not even own a property. And then you've got to contact the executor. You got to see if there's heirs that want to sell the property. Then you got to wait for possibly weeks for the court to approve the contract. With PiN, it works differently. You literally search probate leads in seconds. You review all the data on the house, and you contact that motivated seller lead. In this case, you're not contacting necessarily the executor. You're contacting an additional owner of that property. So here's the power of that. All of our data there, it involves property. You're not spending a lot of time trying to figure out, is there even a property in part of the estate? Here, you actually are contacting an additional owner of that property. Many times, that additional owner is going to want to sell. Not every time, and that's why they're called a lead. You got to go through the leads to really understand exactly their situation. Not everybody on the list is going to want to sell because you have to ask them. You got to contact them. They're a lead. There's a good chance they want to sell based on the data and based on what we're given, but you still have to contact them to find out. It just saves you a tremendous amount of time and energy. So, guys, I just picked 3 examples. These are the top 3 types of leads that you want to spend time. These are going to be the highest motivation. The deepest discounts are going to be these 3 levels in terms of the types of properties that are out there. Now, we're going to talk about others tonight. We're going to go over to the live site in a minute and break all that down for you. But, guys, you can be excited about the new way. How many of you like the new way? Are y'all pretty excited about the new way of doing business? I know I am. So that's pretty cool, the way that this thing is set up. So very, very cool. Okay, so what I want to do now is I actually want to go over to the live PiN site. So let's go over to PiN. We're going to go through and start breaking down for you all the different parts of PiN and letting you see what it's all about. So I've actually went over to the live site now. Now, for those of you who are new to PiN, you're looking at the latest version. We actually have a version of PiN that's just recently launched that is our latest version. And so you're getting that, which is pretty cool. Now that you're in PiN, when we launch version 4, you're going to get that at no additional cost. So that's pretty powerful when you start getting into what you're able to do with PiN and having access to everything. Is all future iterations of PiN you still get access to. So that's one thing I really can appreciate about PiN. So what you're looking at now is the map, and it pre-populates the properties that you follow. Like I follow the Southeast North Carolina. It's going to pre-populate those properties right there. But I like to spend time in Florida. I enjoy Orlando. We'll go over to Mickey Mouse World, right? But let's go down to Orlando, Florida, just to pick a warm place, typically warm. So we'll just take a peek at the motivated seller leads in that particular area. So here are some motivated seller leads right there in Orlando. And you can see this is a heat map. The purple color shows the properties. There are thousands of properties. The red is hundreds. The blue is single digits. And as I start to zoom in here, you're going to see there's going to be some yellow. That's your tens of properties. So you see what I mean about having properties populate here with the heat map, so you can see where those properties are located. Now we're getting down into the various tens of properties. Eventually, as I zoom in, you start seeing single-digit properties, and you're actually seeing some individual properties start to pop up here. So now you're seeing, for instance, here's an individual property right here. I just clicked on that property. And so you start seeing those individual properties come in where you're able to see that. I could go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer, and you can see, you'll see even more individual properties. So here they are. So these are all, like vacant homes and those kinds of things, different types of properties. I see some vacant. I see some probate. You say, well, Doug, how do you know what kind of properties that you're looking at? You know by the filters. When you click up here on filters and you scroll down, here's all the different property types. Okay, so you can see all those. You can cut those on and click Show Me Deals. Now, this works best if you don't cut on too many filters at one time. You might over-filter. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it kind of 1 to 2 filters is usually best. But right now, I'm working with no filters. So I'm getting everything. So I just want to see that. So here's an example of a property right here, 2025 Bentley Street. And one thing that you're able to do, if you want to see more on this property, if you notice right here, there's a little, right there. You see the little arrows? You can actually take that property and I can expand that property page. If I want to get a bigger look at that property, see how I can expand that? And I can scroll down. See that right there? And it gives me all the details on that property. So as I scroll down, you start to see all the details here. The deal grade, it's an A-graded property. It's saying here it's got $139,000 in equity. That's pretty sweet. And as I scroll on down, you can see what the purchase price, they bought it back in 2002. Market value is $139,000. So we're basically looking at property. It appears that is went up tremendously in value over the years. So you can kind of get the idea there. 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. There's the picture. So that's how you look at the property pages there. You can actually, like I said, expand those, shrink them down. Let's just take another one here just for the heck of it. We'll look at a few more. This property here, again, they bought it for $17,000. It looks like years ago. It's only a 2-1, but now, basically you see, I can scroll down, you can see that it's built in 1945. So you can get the idea there. And I could click around. Here's one. This is actually you look at the green one right here, pre-foreclosure. See that? And you can see, get an idea now. I can scroll down, look at some of those. So you see how you can get in and start messing around with these properties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out and let's get a larger sampling so you can kind of see more of those properties. We're just kind of sticking around in Orlando here, maybe in kind of the northwest area, or is that, western, northwestern kind of area. Let's back out. So here is, actually I got a little far out, but that's okay. We'll zoom back in a second. So what I want to do now is I want to start filtering. So I want to filter because I only want to look at a few things. I want to look at vacant, so I'm going to cut on vacant. And then I want to look at properties. If you scroll down, see all the different options you have here where you can go in and select different levels of motivation, right? But really, I'm just going to select vacant. I'm going to select right here under property grade. I'm going to look at the A and B rated. So I like those particular properties, A, and let's look at B rated properties. And I'm going to click on Show Me Deals. I want to see the highest equity properties. Grade A is 50% or more equity. Grade B, 40% or more equity. And so now you can see where I'm at here. I'll X that out. And these are the highest properties in terms of the equity position of all the properties. So you see how cool that is. I can just start looking at that. Now, let's say, Doug, you said, well, Doug, that all looks good, but I want to see this in a table. What do? You simply click right here where it says table, and you can drop that, a shortcut right there, and now it pulls it into a table. And now, again, I can grab this, pull it out, and I can look at the table. Now, look at the slider down here. There's a slider at the bottom of the page See that slider right there? And you could slide that data over, and you can look at all the different data pieces. Look at that. Right? So these are all vacant properties, the higher equity vacant properties. Okay, I didn't really eliminate anything else there, but you get the idea. Look at the equity. The equity is how much value there is in that property compared to how much they owe. So you take the after repair value, the value of that property, you subtract out how much they owe on the property, the lien amount, and that's going to give you the amount of equity in that property. So you see the amount of equity right here on this first property is $49,000. Now, once you have this in a table form, let's say you want to select some of these. You can select some of these, and you might want to add them to your workroom. These are properties you might want to go in and select. And you can select more. You can select all of them by clicking right here. There's 104 total. If I want to select them all, I just click that and it selects them all. And I can click Add to my workroom, and it's going to drop it right into your workroom. You with me? So now those properties are saved in my workroom. So let me show you how to get to the workroom. You're simply going to click, I want to go look at them in my workroom. You're going to click on Filter, and then you're going to simply cut on the workroom. So as I scroll down here, you're going to see that scroll up, the workroom is located right here. So I cut on workroom, I click Show Me Deals, and now I'm only looking at the properties that are in my workroom. There they are. These are my workroom properties, remember, from the map. Here they are in the table, and now I have my workroom properties available. So I could go in now. I could take a look again. If I want to take a second look at these, I could slide over and look at them. I could also select some. Let's say I want to go ahead and select. I may not want all of them. Let me just select maybe a handful here. Let's just select maybe 5. And I can now export those. Once they're in my workroom, I can export them by clicking here. Once I click there, it's going to give you an opportunity to download right down here. So let me go ahead. I'm going to click Export Selection. I can name it. I'm just going to put ORL for Orlando. I'm going to click Export. And notice down here what pops up. See right down here? It pops up Download. There it is. So I can click Download, and it's going to drop that file of those 5 properties. Notice down here it dropped it into an Excel spreadsheet. I could open that and manipulate that data however I want to, because now it is in an Excel spreadsheet. Is that pretty cool or what? So once I open up that spreadsheet, it's going to allow me to see the data. There it is. So now I could take that data. I could grab, mailing addresses. If I want to send out a mailer, I could grab phone numbers, emails. I could do all kinds of stuff to this data if I wanted to. Look at this. It's all here. By the way, we give you the property address, but we also give you the mailing address. So that's pretty sweet. The way that works out is you're able to go ahead and access all of that right there. Now, in your workroom, it's kind of cool because you can take notes on property. You can say things like, made offer once you've contacted them, save. You can also change the status. If you want to say pending, mark it, you can have certain colors for certain things. Like I can say red is pending. And so I could select something for that property right here for status. See that? And then I could save that. Now see a made offer, that's red. Or maybe the next one here, I need to call the owner. So I save that. I can put a little note in here if I wanted to, call owner back. It's just a way of tracking all of your deals. Isn't that cool? I love that. It makes it so simple. That's all in your workroom. So inside your filter, again, you got your workroom there. One other thing I want to show you while I'm right here, guys, is something powerful tool is your landlord flipper right here. You can actually search for who are the other landlords and flippers in this area of Orlando. So I can cut that on. I'm going to notice I cut off my workroom properties. Make sure you cut off things too once you're done with them. But I cut off my workroom. I cut on the landlord flippers. I click Show Me Deals. And now it's going to populate. Look at this. These are all the landlords and flippers that are in this particular area. So I could start selecting on those. If I wanted to select the landlord flipper, there it is. I could do that. How cool is that? Now, I'm in the table right now, so there is a table form. Let's go back over to the PiN site. And now we're looking, I can select individual properties and look at some of these landlord flip. Now, what this is powerful, if you're a wholesaler, you can build a buyer's list right here by simply contacting these landlords and flippers, right? Or if maybe you just want to see what markets are hot in the area. So I zoomed out a little bit. You see all the different, these are all landlords and flippers. You can see what areas are hot. Or maybe you can go ahead and let's go back to the table for a second. Maybe you want to reach out and start contacting some of the landlords and flippers here. And you've got, look, anywhere you see like an LLC, is that pretty powerful or what? So this is your landlord flipper data. So you're able to go in and start contacting these landlords and flippers. So that's kind of cool the way that works. So I'll go back. Let me get off the table again for a second. We'll go in and select a property. See how you can click right on these? You can select them. So guys, this landlord flipper data is powerful stuff. This is where you can build a buyer's list as a wholesaler in a very short order. Let's look at a few more things while we're right here. Again, we talked about filters, and you don't want to over filter. You just want to select a couple different filters. Don't go too crazy in here because it's going to help you populate the number of leads that you need. Again, I would suggest you go in and cut off right here, like your grade properties. I would definitely cut those off. So I think that's important. Excuse me. So your landlord flipper data, again, is pretty powerful stuff, but you got all kind of searches here. You've got, your bank owned, your shadow inventory, your zombie properties are properties that are in pre-foreclosure and vacant. Your for sale by owner, we have a special algorithm for Craigslist that we pull in, like for sale by owner investment properties. You got the CI marketplace, which is also up here, by the way. You can get to it two different ways. Your auction properties. So you get the idea, but the most powerful, your pre-foreclosure, your probate, and your vacant homes. Those are the ones you want to spend the most time on. In addition to the data, guys, we also have a resource center. Look at this. Click on the resource center, and here's where you can register for the live training that you're on right now. Well, we do another live training at 7:30. So in a few minutes, we're going to do another live training right here. We also have archive training. You could go watch these right now. Now, these are training links that allow you to get in and start learning how to wholesale, how to contact motivated sellers, how much to offer the property, how to negotiate with sellers, wholesaling with no money, no credit. I mean, these are all trainings that you can watch right now to teach you what you need to know about being a real estate investor, guys. It is powerful, powerful stuff, and that we're able to do that works very, very well. So again, very easy to manipulate, very easy to get access to all this data, very easy to move around in the site. I think you're finding that to be the case. But the power of it is one other thing I want to show you is look right down here in this left-hand corner. Look right down here in the left-hand corner. Guys, if you ever need help, tech support, right down here, you see a help button. Sometimes it says help, sometimes it says chat, but that's our tech team. We have a whole tech team that's there to help you. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to them. That's what they're there for. So if you need help, click that button, type your, hey, I need help with such and such, and they'll walk you right through it. Let's scroll on down the Resource Center. I want to show you a couple other things real quick. You've got some various quick start here on how to use the filters, the workroom. If you need a tutorial, little 2-minute, 3, 4, 5-minute tutorials, that's there. As I scroll on down, we got all your downloads, right? Again, your downloads, I scrolled a little fast there. I apologize for those who are on the call. But you've got all your downloads, you got all your scripts, you got all your various bank scripts, you got your phone scripts. As I scroll down, you got your tools. These are all your, like your Contract Genie, all the various tools that you have access to right down here. This is where your tools are. You just hit the little button. You got your websites, your PiN, direct mail, repair estimates. These are all tools. I may have a few that you don't have because I'm an administrator, and I have some of the old tools, but all the new tools are here. Look right here at your Contract Genie. Guys, this has all your contracts, your fast formulas. It's all here. So guys, it makes it so easy to get around the site and get around PiN. I hope you're realizing that. It is very, very cool. All right, so let's do this. I've kind of give you a quick tutorial around PiN. Hopefully you're feeling a lot more confident now with getting started quickly. Let's go back over and let's talk just a little bit about what's next, because I know that's a question that I get a lot from investors that have started. It's like, Doug, I love this. What do I do now? Well, let me walk you through kind of what to do step by step, and we'll wrap this up. Number one is I'm going to recommend review the training for the seller contact scripts and working with sellers. That's going to be found in the resource center in the downloads area. So you can go down and find that seller contact scripts, and for the phone scripts, email scripts, it walks you through step by step. It's so cool how those scripts work. In fact, let me just jump over real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just jump over and show you real quick those scripts and let you see what they look like. Guys, the scripts is right in, once you click on download, here's those scripts, phone scripts, and it teaches you exactly what to say step by step. It walks you through the different parts of a call, making the connection, your introduction, discovery. And look, it literally tells you what to say. Hello, this is so and such with XYZ home buyers. It has everything there for you. In addition to that, we have all of your email scripts. You can go through and it tells you exactly what to say in your email, subject lines that you can get your emails open. Look at these sample subject lines. Facing foreclosure, we have solutions. Behind on payments, how to sell that problem property. These are all subject lines that give you results. So again, those scripts are very, very helpful. You want to get in there. You want to use those scripts. You want to make sure that you stick to the scripts because they are what works. We use these. These are what myself and other successful investors have used for years. So make sure you go through the scripts, get that going. Register for the live training in the archived area. You've already done that. Congratulations for being on the call today. But you want to register for our 7:30 training if you can attend that tonight. Watch the boot camps. They're in the resource center as well in the live training area. You also want to go ahead and start contacting motivated sellers using the scripts provided. That's in the PiN map and table area. You can start calling, emailing, text messaging. You can mail them a card, a letter. You can knock on a door. You can drop them a flyer. And then start making offers. We have the Contract Genie is in the resource center in the tools area. You can make offers. It has all 50 states. You select the state. It walks you right through how to make offers. There's also an assignment contract in the business area there. But the Contract Genie, you click on that, click on the real estate area for your offer to purchase property. But you can make verbal offers over the phone. Remember, when you make an offer, you can have a due diligence period or inspection period that allows you to get out of that contract for any reason or no reason. So again, you're not stuck with that. The Contract Genie walks you through that and shows you step by step how to get through that and do what you need to do. So guys, you're going to absolutely love that. Well, real quick, let me throw my email address up here. If you need help with anything, I am your real estate investing support. So if you have questions, shoot me an email, dmayners@connectedinvestors.com. That's my direct email, dmayners@connectedinvestors.com. I'm your real estate investing support. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here for you. I'm happy to help you. You can also click the help button, the chat button on the site if you've got questions. Either way, they'll get to me. But again, thanks for joining me. We're excited that you're with us, excited about PiN, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Have a great rest of the night. Email me anytime if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time on the Fast Start Training. Have a good one, everybody.